Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
You're listening to TFG Football.
Hello and welcome everyone after a long weekend. It felt like a very long weekend because so much of action of Indian football, right? Now since the start of IWL, there's so much happening. Yes, as we said during the weekend we were talking about IWL. It was streaming on the Facebook page of Indian football team. And to talk about various things, we also had an I-League packed weekend action. Another weekend that was full of surprises, I must say. Great results for various teams, sad results for some. And to talk about that in the studio, joining me is Kevin and Nikhil. Hello.
Hi.
Both of you are in black. Wow, kya baat hai? Just said. Chiranjit, who I don't know what he's wearing. He's far away.
I'm wearing black.
Arey wah, kya baat. Very good, very good. Well, the disclaimer is that he's away. He's joining us via Skype. He's in Ludhiana, as we told you during the weekend, because he's there to cover the matches for Minerva. And he'll give you some live updates, as in from there, whatever he saw during the match against East Bengal. Now Chiranjit, go ahead. What do you want to say?
Yes, what did I want to say?
I don't know. Some theory of...
Let's start this. Let's start this.
Well, so IWL, as I said, let's talk about first that and then move ahead. So the first game was on the 28th, where Rising Students Club took on Aizawl FC, and it was a thrashing game, an opening game that saw 7 goals in total, 6 in favour of Rising Students Club, 1 goal went to Aizawl. And then there was another match the same day, JPR Institute FC taking on Eastern Sporting Union, which was a 7-1 in favour of Eastern Sporting Union. And then on 29th, FC Pune City took on FC Alakpura. That was a goalless draw. Now today later around the afternoon, Eastern Sporting Union play Rising Students Club. It's going to be an interesting one, right, Chiranjit?
Yeah, Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
We got a very young upcoming team out of Odisha in Rising Student, and we saw how good they were in the preliminary stage. But Eastern Sporting Union is something else. They got Kamala Devi, Bim Devi, and that other player who scored the hat-trick. I think it's Kashmina, her name is. Premi Devi is also doing pretty well. So it's Eastern Sporting Union is the team of stalwarts, and Rising Students FC is the young upcoming challengers. So this is the clash of the titans, I think, as far as IWL is concerned.
Yeah, I think both these teams have opened their campaigns with high goal scoring. So let's see what when these two play against, what will the goal scoring be like?
But Oja, what horrible grounds are.
Yeah.
I mean,
terrible.
Har jagah.
Should this be allowed at the first place? Just because you are arranging a league doesn't mean you give any kind of shit grounds to all these players.
नहीं, हुआ क्या है कि last few days there was a huge amount of rain in North India. ठीक है? So it affected Delhi, and it affected the Ambedkar Stadium more badly because they have games every day. Like 2 second division clubs are playing out of that stadium, and you have the entire Indian Women's League playing every, over the next 2 weeks. They will play there every day, sometimes twice a day. So it's unimaginable that you do that to one pitch, let alone a pitch that has just suffered so much rainfall. Okay? So it's not gonna get better. They don't have time to fix it, and as the days go by, thing is gonna just get worse, and you have to wonder, like, what will the national team be like? What if like 3-4 very important players get hurt over there? There's a good chance that we will come out of it with some injuries. And same thing happened, like I'm in Ludhiana, same thing happened to the Guru Nanak Stadium. They had to actually fill up those the puddles that were created. The entire town is filled with puddles because so much rain happened. There was puddle on the pitch, and they filled it up with sand, and it's super hard. It's a health risk, but this is the situation wherein they're saying, okay, khelte hai, and nobody's gonna raise a complaint because everybody wants to play football. So what do you do here?
Yeah, sad state. And we'll come back to Minerva versus East Bengal, because before that there was some interesting stuff happened before the Sunday match. And first I would like to touch upon is this: Churchill played Bengaluru FC, and in our preview, if you remember, we said This is Bengaluru's time to get back after the loss against East Bengal, and they will regroup themselves. Though Kevin said Churchill can pull, but then we also said at the end of it, Bengaluru is the clear favourites. And what happened, Kevin? I mean, it was a 2-1 to Churchill brothers. Wow, now Bengaluru are with the 2 back-to-back losses. This is incredible from Churchill.
Tables are turning. You don't know. You can't expect what teams have been performing last year. You continue this year. Bengaluru, who have been favourites all along, have been disappointed from the last 2 games. Actually, they haven't been their best in the entire season. If you look at the earlier games, they didn't get off to the best of starts. And against Churchill, I know though I didn't watch the entire game, but then the scenes really got ugly towards the end. You know, these type of things really don't happen in Indian football. The coaches being pushed around and players getting involved, and so team they really created a bad name for Indian football. That's really not been the case so far.
Chiranjit, your thoughts on the match?
So Bengaluru FC, I think, are feeling a bit of the fatigue that comes with a season like this. Most of their players who are playing ISL, they're back, and I think most of the teams are feeling some of that, but especially so for Bengaluru because usually they are so much better. You know, in AFC Cup they did look so much better, and maybe it's a case of their forward line not being the best as it was last season, because Robin Orales has just arrived. He's going to need some time to adapt, I think, but he does not look anywhere near as good as Kim Song-yong. Okay, and you have Sunil Chetri playing the withdrawn striker, and Alvin or Lingdo having Norales as the target man. That is the main source of goals, right? And they have, I don't know how they ended up with this. They have created a situation where if Robin Norales does not fire well enough, they have to replace him with Udanta Singh, who's basically a winger. So I don't know, maybe they pushed Sunil Chetri up. I didn't see the entire game. I was on the train. But this does not look quite as good as what it was last season. And I don't know, this seems like... I'm going back to the match they played against East Bengal. Okay, did you see like the kind of effect that altercation between Mehtab Hussain and Sunil Chetri had on the team? It seems like, you know, the frustration just showed through the entire team. They were not playing with as much patience. They were, getting beat, and it was in the body language that something is frustrating. They're not at peace with themselves as it was in AFC Cup. Same thing happened here, I think, and that incident, towards the end, John Johnson and the coach of Churchill Brothers, you would never see this in Bengaluru FC. Like, why would they end up in a situation like this? Maybe it's just that not there mentally or something like that. It's very hard to tell at this point, but you just have to hope they bounce back from this.
No, but do you think John Johnson is gone for good, like around 3-4 match ban?
He should have. Yeah, of course, Alfred Fernandez should not have reacted to it like that, and should not have just gone up to him that way. But what does a red-carded player have any business with responding to a coach like that? You're just supposed to get out and get on with it, and then everybody gets involved. It becomes an ugly scene. It's I don't know. It's like the old Ashley Westwood spirit is still lingering somewhere, and maybe it's not finding its expression probably under Albert Roca, but in times of these, it's coming out. You see, Bengaluru FC is not used to losing, okay, but because they are, whatever is happening, their forward line is not as effective as it was last season. They're getting, taken in the bag as well. Eugene Lingdo did not have much movement. Juanan tried, but wasn't really the best of games that he had. But see, it's this they're not in that same kind of mental state that they have been over the last 2-3 years. Okay, it's just that they're not finding that touch. They're not firing as well as a unit, and the frustration is seeping in, and it becomes a vicious cycle. So something has to happen. Maybe a good result, maybe something that the coach does to change the formation, to have maybe two strikers up there. Something has to happen because this is not a good situation to be in.
Yeah, I think the first loss has seriously been a hit for Bengaluru, and then again one more loss is like really bad. They've put them in a bad spot.
In fact, we should go back and check when was the last time Bengaluru had back-to-back defeats.
Yeah,
I don't recall if
something like this, and that too. I mean, we never expected it to happen probably against a team like Churchill Brothers, but there you go. It's football and sport, and at the end of the day, expect surprises, right? But on the other hand, there's another surprise, a sweet surprise, I must say, and the team that has been undefeated until then is no more. Aizawl was taking on Chennai City in Chennai, and well, a jinx has been broken. Chennai defeated them 2-0. A great game. Once again, Tank put up a really, really good show, a good performance. We saw him really try hard in the first half as well. And I mean, the goal that he scored in the second half, that same shot he took in the first, and he missed it. Almost by inches, and he took the same shot again, and then it goes into the net. So that was an amazing display. Overall, Chennai was a better team, right? Right, Kevin?
Yeah. See, when you have that confidence and motivation about your performance in the last game, you know that the team potential is there, and it's a realization that the team has. So that was there on their minds, and they showed it in their game as well. This is really going to take them a long way in this tournament. The way they began the tournament, being titled as the debutants, the newcomers, and a short span of time to assemble a team, that really was like a pressure put on them. But as the season went on, they started to get themselves together, and we saw a couple of mistakes that were not being repeated. They corrected themselves and they got together, and now you see a flawless team. So it's not silly mistakes that are happening. It's not cheap fouls that are being given away. This is a sign of a team that's building up for a long time.
I think they heard you right on the preview show. You didn't mention about some mistakes. Chiranjeev, your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, Robin Charles Raja is slowly bringing it together. Okay, but I don't really think, I wouldn't give too much credit to Chennai City at this point. The goal they had, Tank scored. That was a case of Albino Gomez being off position. Okay, you're not supposed to be that off towards the left when the striker is in position, has the ball and not far away from the goal. And Marcus was completely, he spotted the chance and immediately took the shot. Good execution, got the goal, and then it was like Aizawl FC could not really make a comeback. I think this sort of became the toughest game that they faced.
Yeah.
Maybe like I'm saying that because East Bengal in the first game was not exactly the unit that they have become now. So yeah, it was just a case of them trying. Ashutosh was just making a few overlaps. Jayesh Rane had a few chances. Alfred Jarian, I don't know what the hell he's up to. But he's playing a bit deep role and making a couple of overlaps. So all that stuff did not work out. And Bayu had a disappointing game, right? So many chances. Yeah. He could have easily scored, and then they give away the penalty towards the end to sort of just make it 2-0. But it was an off day for Aizawl FC. More than Chennai City just overcoming and becoming a better team overnight. So Chennai City still have a long way to go, and there is no reason to discount Aizawl FC just because they lost this game, because they are on tour, they are playing dense fixtures one after the other, and traveling in between. So it's just one of those games that happen on the road, and everybody has an off day. Aizawl FC had the same.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, as much as being said, like Chennai has been that team which has been effective and had a decent run, and I guess finally they got a result out of a game in their favor. Now the other game which caught our attention.
By the way, just want to make one point. that you know how to control Aizawl FC. You bottle Mahmood Alamna,
Right. Yeah.
and they get shut down. So that's what happened. It's something Khalid Jamil needs to work on. You can't depend on one player to channel so much of your attack.
Yeah, I mean that leak has been, it has been leaked. The one secret. What was the secret behind probably Aizawl's run? Now, as I said, moving on, Shillong were in action as well against Mumbai FC. This was played in Shillong, and it was another win for Shillong because 3-1 was the scoreline. Mumbai FC 3 back-to-back defeats. Do you still think Kashyap says we still see ourselves in top 3, Nikhil?
We should ask this to Kashyap. I mean,
Fantastic foreigner.
Yeah, and we did see some new faces, right?
In fact, it's like fantastic foreigners, huh? Yeah, Kashyap has a lot to answer. I don't know. I mean, he's a kind of a coach which actually uplifts a team. Okay, but when you play some 8 under 22 players, and just other foreigners over in the opponent team, you have to produce good results. 3-1 is not expected. Seriously, it was not expected that Mumbai will lose with such a huge margin. But yeah, it was. I mean, there was no stopping Dipanda, but the way Kattimani got red carded. I mean, whenever there is a back pass to Kattimani, all Mumbai FC fans, they suffer through a mini heart attack.
Yeah.
So that is what happened. I mean, it was totally not required, the run he made, and it's just add to the misery of whatever is happening with Mumbai FC.
Yeah.
So I don't know, yaar, how is this gonna change? Because who is gonna step up the game? The foreigners? I don't know. Nobody knows how they play. Okay, so we saw Robinho that day. Okay, but I mean, his game was, I don't know, we should give him more time because it's just his first game,
match,
but it was disappointing. I mean, whatever we have heard about him, it was totally disappointing, the game he played.
Yeah, Kevin, Shillong really dominated. That was the case.
Of course, one chance in the game that fell to Robinho, that Santana, new foreigner. It was 6 or 7 yards from the goal, and didn't even get the header on target.
It was a perfect volley for a kick. Okay, he went. He stooped so low.
For strikers' potential, you require someone better than that. Those chances really fall. Very plenty in the game, and especially when you had a sad game. Dipanda, he scored 2, but he could have scored 2 more.
Yeah.
And Isaac, the game he was playing, you really wanted Shillong to even put in a few more goals because that would really boost their confidence. Sonny came in. He scored a good goal, I would say, because the chance he took. That is called a striker's potential. You get one chance, you put it at the back of the net. Theobald, I don't see him given a proper role in the team. Is he a playmaker? Is he a attacking midfielder? I don't know if he's distributing balls. Steven Dias came on very late, the second time in a row. So probably you might give them some time to understand how these foreigners are suiting for Mumbai FC. They might have played very good games for other teams, but are they the best fit for Mumbai?
It takes time to gel with the team to understand the chemistry.
So you can't really write them off just for having a bad day, because Shillong were very good. I really commend the way they've approached the entire season. They've stuck with most of the same players for all the games. I was a bit surprised when Ignat did not start. So probably an injury. I thought he might come in the second half, but he never played the entire game. And he's very instrumental in the game. Apart from that, there was Kinowaki. Kinowaki did give away a few fouls, but that is what he's meant to do. When you have an opposition dominating, trying to get into your defenses, you want somebody to slow down the game, give away free kicks intelligently. He did that well. So all in all, Shillong are going upwards. They lost the first 3 games. Mumbai won the first 2 games. Now they are on back-to-back wins. Mumbai are on back-to-back 3 defeats. Similar storyline for both teams.
What surprised me was where was Nikhil Kadam. We saw him. He was so beautiful at Cooperage. I mean, he was one of the players who was actually making the runs, who was actually, making opportunities.
Produced some chances,
and he was not there. I don't know why.
One of the things one of the things is that why is Kashyap not playing Sauni? He's the highest scorer in the team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my
And
point.
you knew that he makes those runs. He's got a good finish on him. He starts in the second half. Why?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
and one of the things is that Robinho, it's a bad match to get his debut. Okay, he's from Brazil, right? So he's played on grass all his life. Okay, here he comes. He's coming to a different country, new team, new climate, and AstroTurf game, right? So it's a very tough match to debut in. So you got to give him some more time.
Yeah, the same point. I was actually coming to that about Karan Sani. I mean, if he is your top man, I mean, he has been producing results. He's also got you back probably from for a draw and then give you matches. So, why do you think what's behind Kashyap's mind? Why don't he start playing with him give him that full 90 minutes?
I don't know. I think Kashyap is still, under this perception that how many under 22 players to start. Okay, sometimes he starts with. He starts with Hitesh. Sometimes he starts with Farooq, and then according to that, he need to make changes. And there I feel he puts Karan into a sub kind of a role.
Okay. So I think he's still experimenting.
Yeah,
with
because
teams and
see,
players.
the foreigners are not set yet. As Kevin pointed out, where is Denzel Theobald playing? We don't know. Where is Robinho playing? Is that the right position for him? We don't know. So, if Robinho is there, Hitesh is there, then Karan takes a back seat. So that's what the thing is.
I think it's really high time that Kashyap really looks back.
And suddenly what has happened is Thoy Singh has disappeared.
Yeah.
His role is very important. I mean, I don't know if that position is right for him or not. I mean, only him and Kashyap can talk on that. But seriously, where is he?
He's going down. Yeah. I think that what I was going to say is that it's high time that Kashyap really needs to look back and ponder on his own words that he said, because there's a lot to live up to when you make few statements.
Now they are traveling to East Bengal.
Yeah. Even
that's not going to be easy.
Exactly. Yeah, well, moving on to the final match, we did speak about a bit about the ground conditions. Chiranjit did talk because he's there. Minerva played East Bengal, and that match, as we expected, was a thrashing game, was a one-sided affair. Minerva are a team that really needs to go back to their drawing tables and regroup with whole team as to what is our purpose or agenda in the league, because another thrashing match, 5-0 victory for East Bengal. I mean, I after score, I don't think we need to say anything. Chiranjit, why don't you talk about the game?
Massacre.
Yeah.
It was tough to watch. It did not seem like Minerva Punjab had any grip on the game, but actually they were producing some good moments. Early on, like they got that goal and they were 1-0 down. They were still holding well, still defending, and then got like 2-0 down towards the end of the half. Those are like good goals. You can't really complain. Wedson, you got to play like Wedson, you got to play like Plaza. You're going to create chances, you're going to get goals. But then comes that 5-minute spell where East Bengal just come and score 3 goals and end the game right there. It sort of took the wind out of their sail. But I want to talk about exactly what happened afterwards. It's because Minerva Punjab started really playing well in the last 20 minutes. They were making those runs up the wings. They were making those crosses. It seems like the team has speed, the team has talent, but it's just not being channeled right. Maybe it was a case of a first ever home game. Everybody is in some tension, and maybe the nerves got to them or something. So, but once they were 5-0 down, you could see that this team can play good football. They were making those runs up the wings, and they were creating chances. But so you could see that they have players like David. They got Krishna Pandit, Anirudh Thapa, who can give you those crosses and key passes that create chances in the box. But what's happening with Manandeep Singh? What's happening with Filatov? They just don't seem to be keeping it together in the opponent box. And even though they got some chances, couple of chances, Rehanesh was pretty good. He pulled off a couple of good saves, and that was it. obviously East Bengal were the better. They are now an indistinguishable title contender. They beat Bengaluru FC and now they're top of the table.
Yeah.
So obviously East Bengal were going to win. But you could see that this Minerva Punjab team has some talent, but maybe it's just the matches they are playing so far, or just the traveling they have done so far, some fatigue, or the tension of playing at home. But it's just not coming together at this point.
Yeah, I mean, as much as you spoke saying that they have some talent, I mean, after a 5-0 defeat, it raises really some serious questions on their talent. We are almost ending the show here. Just notice that's come out that Nicolai Adam, the coach of the under-17 Indian national team, he's been given a deadline. He's been showcause, so he's coming up with a reply probably today. He should be doing that because that's like the final date he's been given. So probably we'll have updates on this on tomorrow's show. But do follow.
One of the things that has come out about this, there was an article on New Indian Express that the allegations against him are that he used the F word a lot.
Okay.
And he threw a slipper at somebody in the dressing room.
Okay.
And he told some players who were from poor background that if you don't work harder, you will end up like your fathers. Okay. Is that really a thing to show cause somebody over?
Yes.
I don't know if you fire coaches for throwing a slipper, Alex Ferguson would have been fired for throwing a shoe at David Beckham. I mean, when these guys said verbal physical abuse and somebody even said racist terms allegedly happened, I imagined some bad shit. Okay, if these details are accurate, what was published in New Indian Express, this is nothing.
No, but if you consider the team that he's dealing with, it's under 17. So even the smallest of allegations really it becomes exponential over here.
I know, but seriously, do these players under 16? But they're not actually kids at this point. They've been playing internationally for a while now.
It's debatable, Oja. It's
debatable. But I'm making the other side. Obviously, I do understand that he may have touched some nerves there. But just can you imagine? These are players who are tipped to become millionaires in the future because of the effort put in by this coach. Okay, and seriously, they cannot take this much. I got worse than this in my music class.
We all have.
It's seriously, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Context matters a lot in what circumstances was said, but just going by these details, this does not seem like a case at all. And it seems like only 4 players have filed that complaint, and I don't know if he should be fired over this. I know it's a bad PR shitstorm, but should a coach who has done so much for this team be sacrificed over this? If there's something more to this that we do not know at this point, maybe you can make that case. This is not enough.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Let's see what happens today by tonight. So we'll come up with more updates on this tomorrow and some more footballing action, as we are, of course, a daily show, right? A lot of things happening around in Indian football, good and bad. We all will bring you all of that. Now, if you're listening to us on YouTube, click the share our podcast, subscribe to our channel, also comment, build a conversation. We'll be happy to reply for any of your questions. Hit the bell icon so you get new updates of our episodes. Now, if you want to talk to us directly, you can do that. We are on Twitter, Chiranjit as Chiranjit Oja, 42 Nikhil for Nikhil, I_R_Boza for Kevin. I'm on Twitter as Matthew94. Have a great day and come back to us tomorrow. Cheers.
Hey man, just help me out, man. I need some podcast, man. I haven't had a fix in a week. Just need some.
Don't you worry about it. I got podcast galore for you, man. Just go to ivmpodcast.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Thanks, man. I'm gonna check it out.